Hey there, this is Movie Review Mom bringing another review to you to let you know about a movie. This one is called Birdies. It is a raunchy comedy and it is now available on video on demand. The movie is rated R and is an hour and 45 minutes. My Movie Review Mom grade is a D for don't waste your time. So let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents and themes worth talking about, and even recommendation for another movie that's similar that I think that you'll like better than this one. All right, so first, in a nutshell, Twin Pines, a failing country club where maintaining a buzz is par for the course, hires a new golf pro to help them get back on track before their rivals at the snooty Magnolia Point put them out of business for good. The film was directed by Troy Carlton, as well as written by him with writing help from David Longo and Nate Panning. I'm assuming they were all drunk during the writing process and the filming process too. Because the movie's about golf, I assumed that the title gets its name from the golf term. No, well, sort of, but it's mostly because we see people flip the bird many, many, many times during the course of the movie. All right, so first let me start off with some of the things that I liked about the movie. The cast definitely looked like they had a blast while making the movie. Most viewers won't really recognize any of the actors in the movie, except for maybe one of them. The cast includes Sidney Padney, Ryan O'Flanagan. He's the one I think maybe you'll recognize. Madison Moss, Devin McGee, Zach Hanner, Timmy Sherrill, Arlie Austin, Ed Wagonseller, and Nate Panning. Golfers who love poking fun at the country club life might get a kick out of this. It's basically the kind of movie a bunch of drunk guys will enjoy playing in the background while they hang out, basically. So their list of things that I didn't like is pretty long. First of all, this is extremely lowbrow golf. People speak in such ugly ways to one another. And part of it is they're poking fun at each other, but then also they're just really mean to each other. One of the women in the movie had a super cantankerous personality and then suddenly became saccharine, sweet, and supportive at the end of the movie for no apparent reason. That just drives me nuts when characters completely shift their motivation and their personalities for no apparent reason. The two romances in the story are pretty dumb. There's one is especially annoying. There's a scene that's shot indoors where the light from the window blinds keeps shining on one of the actors' faces. You know, in other words, the movie looks very low budget. Most of the time in this movie is spent watching completely wasted, lazy, quirky characters trying to get out of work. And that always just drives me nuts. I work really hard and I just don't understand that attitude. There are a lot of plot holes. Not that this, you know, some brilliant dialogue and script that is going to have great depth to it to begin with. So just lower your expectations. For a comedy, most of the humor just doesn't land unless you're wasted or drunk, basically. Let me give you some tips for parents. This is not an appropriate movie for kids. There are some crude conversations and visuals. There's profanity and tons of F-bombs. You see a man's rear end several times and stuff happens. People flip a million birds, as I mentioned. An unmarried couple in bed moans while pleasuring themselves. Not a pleasant scene. You see a certain sex toy several times, zooming in the camera, making sure that we see that, which is unnecessary. So much alcohol. People get high on various kinds of drugs, and a man has a heart attack and ends up in a hospital. Some of the themes that are illustrated are golf, brotherhood, hope, friendship, teamwork, sort of, because they don't work very hard, relationships and choices and consequences. I think two characters really learn some life lessons. So I guess you could say there's some character growth there. All right, so the movie that instantly came to my mind is Caddyshack, and that's the movie I want to recommend. if you're up for this kind of slapsticky, goofy, ridiculous, sometimes crude humor involving golf. Now, Caddyshack is a much better movie than this one, but now you've heard my review. So that's my recommendation. If you love this movie, great. I'm so glad. And if you hate this movie, then hey, I tried to give you the heads up on it. Thanks for supporting my channel. When you get a minute, click subscribe and give me a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know if this is a kind of movie that you would like to watch. And if you did watch it, what did you think of it? All right, have a fantastic day and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.